There was a time when soft rock seemed to find us everywhere. Through a dashboard radio glowing after dark, from a cassette playing in the next room, or beneath the slow-turning lights of a school dance, these songs did not need to shout. They understood distance, devotion, regret, and the fragile hope that love might still return. Decades later, a single piano note or familiar harmony can bring back a face, a season.
We had it all.
Even the person we used to be. These are the wonderful soft rock songs of the 1980s.
Since then, I never look back.
Number 1. I Love You by Climax Blues Band.
And ooh, I love you.
Some songs bring back the nervous happiness of saying something before courage disappears. I Love You carries that feeling in every warm guitar line, like a confession made during a quiet drive when the road ahead seems endless and the person beside you feels like home.
You came along from far away and found me here.
Pianist Nicky Hopkins and a string arrangement by David Campbell helped give it the glow listeners still remember. Yet behind that sweetness was an unexpected sadness. Several members reportedly resisted the song, and its success contributed to tension inside the band.
Thanks again for being my friend and straightening out.
That contradiction makes it even more moving. A record born amid disagreement went on to accompany weddings, first dances, and promises between people who believed they had found forever.
I need you.
Sometimes a song belongs less to those who made it than to those who needed it.
Just you wait and see.
Number 2. Sailing by Christopher Cross.
Sailing.
The opening notes of Sailing can make the room feel quieter. Suddenly there is open water, pale sunlight, and the distant memory of a summer when nothing seemed urgent. Christopher Cross did not originally imagine this deeply personal song as the great defining single of his career. Yet it reached number 1 and helped carry him through an extraordinary Grammy night when he won the 4 major General Field Awards in a single ceremony. None of that explains why the song still feels so intimate. Its real power lies in the escape it offers. For a few minutes, adulthood loosens its grip.
Best of me when I'm sad.
Old worries drift farther from shore, and we remember what peace once felt like before responsibilities crowded the horizon. It can recall family vacations, lonely highway drives, or afternoons spent staring through a window and wishing to be somewhere else.
Sailing takes me away to where.
Sailing remains a gentle reminder that freedom is sometimes a feeling before it is a destination.
I will be right here waiting
Number 3. Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx.
for you. Whatever it takes.
There is a particular loneliness in missing someone before the age of constant messages and video calls. Right Here Waiting returns us to long-distance telephone bills, airport farewells, handwritten letters, and nights spent wondering what someone far away was doing at that exact moment. Richard Marx wrote the song while separated from Cynthia Rhodes, who was working in South Africa.
I will be right here waiting.
And the distance can be heard in the restraint of the performance. He even offered the composition to Barbra Streisand before recording it himself. That almost feels impossible now, because the song seems inseparable from his voice, and that solitary piano.
I hear the laughter, I taste the tears.
Its ache is not dramatic. It is patient. It understands the helplessness of loving someone across miles, where devotion becomes an act of waiting rather than holding.
Oh, can't you see it, baby?
For listeners who once counted days until a reunion, this song can reopen a room they thought they had locked forever. Some promises echo loudest when spoken into an empty space.
Doesn't really know. I'm all out of love.
Number 4. All Out of Love by Air Supply.
I'm so lost without you. I know you were right.
Few songs capture the moment after pride has failed quite like All Out of Love. It sounds like the silence following an argument, when anger has cooled and the empty side of the room suddenly feels unbearable. It rose to number 2, on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a concert-closing favorite.
Does the feeling seem oh so right?
Perhaps because audiences recognize their own surrender inside it. This is not heartbreak at its loudest. It is heartbreak after exhaustion, when someone finally admits that being right brought no comfort at all. For anyone who once stared at a telephone, rehearsing an apology they were too afraid to make.
And what would you say if I called on you now?
The song remains painfully familiar. Love can become clearest only after the door has closed. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, please hit the like button. I'd sincerely appreciate it.
I wanna know what love is.
Number 5. I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner.
I want you to show me.
The song begins in the shadows, carrying the weariness of someone who has survived enough disappointment to distrust easy answers. Mick Jones began writing it during a period marked by broken relationships and tension, but the song grew beyond one man's story. When the New Jersey Mass Choir entered the studio, its members reportedly prayed together before recording.
I know you can show me.
And their performance moved people in the room to tears. You can hear why. The choir does not simply decorate the song. It lifts a private question into something almost spiritual. For listeners, that rising sound can summon church halls, midnight drives, failed romances, and the hope that love might still be larger than every mistake made in its name.
I've got nowhere left to hide.
Foreigner had written powerful rock songs before, but this one found strength in uncertainty.
In my life, there's been
It reached number 1 because millions understood the confession at its center. The bravest thing a wounded heart can say is that it still wants to believe.
You have gone.
Number 6. Lady by Kenny Rogers.
Made me such a fool.
Lady feels like the moment a crowded room disappears and only 2 people remain. Kenny Rogers sings it with the calm assurance of someone who has lived long enough to know that lasting love is less about grand gestures than gratitude. Lionel Richie wrote and produced the song before his own solo career fully took flight.
We belong together.
Blending soul, country warmth, and polished pop into something that crossed every boundary. Under pressure to finish it while Rogers waited, Richie later recalled completing part of the song in a bathroom. That unlikely detail makes the tenderness feel even more human.
Lady, for so many.
For many listeners, Lady brings back anniversary dinners, dimly lit receptions, and parents dancing slowly while everyone else watched. It is romantic without sounding young or uncertain.
In my eyes.
The song understands that devotion can deepen with time, becoming quieter but more necessary. Some love songs promise forever. Lady sounds as though forever has already begun.
Only child alone and while a cabinet made.
Number 7. Leader of the Band by Dan Fogelberg.
Hands were meant for different work, and his heart.
Certain songs return us to the people who shaped our lives before we understood what they sacrificed for us. Dan Fogelberg wrote Leader of the Band for his father Lawrence, a music teacher, band director, and college band leader. Dan had once conducted his father's college band, making the tribute even more personal.
I never can repay.
Lawrence was still alive when the song succeeded, so he heard his son's gratitude while there was time. For anyone who inherited a parent's patience, discipline, or quiet strength, it can feel almost unbearably intimate. Love is often passed down through lessons rather than declarations.
A quiet man of music denied.
The people who guide us may leave, but their rhythm remains in everything we become.
Gentle means of sculpting souls took me.
Oh, by the way, I will be posting more videos like this, so please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Okay, on to the next. Number 8. Look Away by Chicago. Look Away lives inside one of heartbreak's cruelest moments. Hearing that someone you once loved has finally moved on. Diane Warren drew the song from a real situation involving a divorced friend whose former husband discovered, too late, that friendship had been hiding his hope for reconciliation. Bill Champlin delivered the lead vocal with a wounded restraint that made the pain feel immediate, while the arrangement moved away from the brass sound many listeners associated with Chicago. The result became the band's final #1 hit and the top Billboard song of 1989. Yet statistics cannot explain the way it lands. It recalls forced smiles, polite congratulations, and the private collapse that begins after the conversation ends. Dignity can mean pretending you are happy for someone while your heart quietly breaks behind your face. Look Away understands that the hardest goodbye is often the one we thought had already happened.
That will keep me realizing you're the biggest part of me.
Number 9. Biggest Part of Me by Ambrosia. Biggest Part of Me arrives like sunlight through half-open curtains, warm and unhurried. Ambrosia had begun as a more progressive, experimental band, but this smoother direction introduced them to listeners who heard not compromise, but comfort. David Pack wrote and sang the song, while the group's layered harmonies and Ernie Watts' saxophone gave it the richness of a memory polished by time. It reached number 3 on both the pop and adult contemporary charts, yet its lasting power comes from how gently it describes belonging. For many, it evokes shared apartments, Sunday mornings, road trips, and relationships that felt less like excitement than home. The song does not merely celebrate finding someone. It captures the moment another person becomes woven into your habits, hopes, and identity. The deepest love often feels less like being swept away than finally being understood. Would you call this one of the warmest love songs of the decade? Comment yes if you agree.
Time for cool change.
Number 10. Cool Change by Little River Band.
I know that it's time for a cool.
Cool Change feels like standing near the water after carrying too much for too long. Glenn Shorrock wrote it around a phrase with a distinctly Australian meaning: the welcome arrival of cooler air after oppressive summer heat. That image gives the song its emotional center.
I was born in the sign of water.
It is about relief, solitude, and the desire to step outside the noise long enough to remember who you are. Curiously, although it became a major American hit, it was not originally released as a single in Australia. Years later, it earned recognition as one of the country's most celebrated songs and received a citation for millions of American radio plays.
It's kind of a special feeling.
None of those honors matters as much as the quiet space the recording still creates. It can bring back empty beaches, open car windows, and afternoons when escape seemed possible.
Staring at the full moon like a lover.
Cool Change reminds us that leaving for a while is not always running away. It can be how we return to ourselves.
You're every woman in the world.
Number 11. Every Woman in the World by Air Supply.
You're my fantasy. You're my
Every Woman in the World carries the bright certainty of a heart surprised by its own happiness. It recalls school dances, handwritten dedications, and cassette tapes rewound until the ribbon nearly wore thin. It followed Lost in Love and All Out of Love, extending the group's remarkable American breakthrough
You're every woman in the world.
and reaching the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Still, its charm lives beyond those achievements. Russell Hitchcock's soaring voice captures the amazement of someone who once guarded his independence, only to discover that life feels fuller when shared.
You're everything.
For listeners, it can revive the innocence of believing one person might answer every lonely question. Youth may exaggerate love, but the feeling itself was real. This song remembers the instant when surrender did not feel like weakness, but like finally being found. Number 12. Living Inside Myself by Gino Vannelli. Late at night, Living Inside Myself can make loneliness feel almost physical. Its grand arrangement suggests a wide cinematic landscape, yet the person at its center remains trapped in a room made from memory. Gino Vannelli created the recording alongside his brothers Joe and Ross, making its polished sound a family collaboration. Released from the album Nightwalker, it climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of his most recognizable ballads. Those details explain its reach, but not its emotional weight. The song belongs to anyone who has replayed a final conversation until every sentence lost its meaning.
Time was on my side.
It evokes dark windows, unanswered telephones, and the exhausting search for a different ending to a story already finished. Vannelli's dramatic voice turns private sorrow into something enormous, as though the whole world can hear what one person cannot escape. The loneliest distance may be the space between the past and acceptance. Number 13, Separate Lives by Phil Collins and Marilyn Martin. Separate Lives sounds like two people meeting after the storm has passed, speaking carefully, because there is nothing left to save. Stephen Bishop wrote the song from the pain of his ended relationship with actress Karen Allen, giving its restrained sadness the weight of lived experience. Phil Collins and Marilyn Martin recorded it for the film White Nights, and their voices never truly blend into comfort. They seem to stand on opposite sides of the same memory. The duet reached number 1 in America and earned Bishop an Academy Award nomination, though it lost to another song from the film. What remains unforgettable is its emotional distance. It brings back divided belongings, familiar streets, deliberately avoided, and the strange formality of talking to someone who once knew your smallest fears. Not every breakup ends with slammed doors. Some end with kindness, lowered eyes, and the realization that two shared lives have quietly become separate worlds. Number 14, You're the Inspiration by Chicago. You're the Inspiration returns us to wedding receptions where relatives gathered around a dance floor and couples held each other a little closer. Peter Cetera and producer David Foster originally began writing the song with Kenny Rogers in mind, but after he did not use it, the composition found its home with Chicago. It rose to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topped the adult contemporary chart, becoming one of the defining moments from the hugely successful Chicago 17. Its polished production marked a departure from the band's horn-driven beginnings, yet listeners embraced the clarity of its message. There is no emotional puzzle here, only reassurance. Your presence matters, and my life is better because you are in it. That directness has made the song part of anniversaries, proposals, and dedications across generations. In a decade filled with complicated heartbreak, You're the Inspiration offered something precious, a love that sounded certain enough to trust.
Just like Bogey in the car.
Number 15, Key Largo by Bertie Higgins.
Starring in our own late show.
Key Largo closes our journey in the amber glow of an old movie, where lost love looks softer than it ever felt in real life. Bertie Higgins shaped the song around the romantic imagery of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, blending personal longing with Hollywood memory. Released as his debut single,
Here's looking at you, kid.
it reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, topped the adult contemporary chart, and became his only American top 40 hit. Yet its real destination is not Florida or the silver screen. It is the private place where we edit old relationships, keeping the moonlight while forgetting the arguments.
We can find it once again. Hello.
The song brings back summer evenings, coastal drives, and people whose faces have blurred, even though the feeling remains. Some romances disappear from our lives and continue elsewhere, playing forever in the warm, flickering theater of memory. These songs became the softer heartbeat of the 1980s. They played beneath first dances and final conversations, and cars moving quietly beneath streetlights. Years later, they still carry the people we once loved and the younger versions of ourselves who believed every feeling might last forever. For more journeys through the music that still lives inside us, gently make your way back to Retro Remix and subscribe.